Good evening, viewer. You're most welcome to the Nowcast on Westnile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day, every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name is Kokoliriko Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines. In the headlines tonight, Territorial Police of Ivo East Division quells a strike at Arua Technical Institute, Ragem.
The school was closed until further notice.
Wadalai Seed Secondary School to be facelifted.
The school has not been attracting a good number of learners because of the facilities that have been lacking.
And Archbishop Emeritus Dr. Luke Orombi out of danger. It's Thursday, the 30th of March 2023, and you're most welcome to the Nowcast on Westnile Television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. The Territorial Police of Ivo East Division, Arua City, have quelled a strike at Arua Technical Institute, Ragem, which is located in Ragem Cell on Zivo Ward, Ivo Division, Arua City. The Westnile Police spokesperson Josephine Anguchia, in a statement to the press, is urging the students and the administrators to always have a peaceful means of resolving disputes and grievances through dialogues other than striking. Let's have more on that story.
It's true that the Territorial Police of Ivo East Division, Arua City, have quelled a strike at Arua Technical Institute, Ragem, which is located at Ragem Cell on Zivu Ward, Ivo East Division, Arua City. This strike occurred on 29th March 2023, starting at 7 p.m. in the morning. At about 8 a.m., police received the information that the students, particularly Year 2 students, were striking by not attending classes, and they had marched out of the school compound for a reason that they don't want to see the principal in the office, as they alleged that the principal is corrupt and increases school fees anyhow. So when the administration tried to call them for an assembly to be addressed, they did not respond. Instead, they gathered at the playground of Ragem Primary School. However, the few students who remained within the school setting or school vicinity were addressed and were told to collect their properties and move to their various homes until further notice. So when those who were gathered at the playground outside the institute fence heard that they were being sent home, they started proceeding towards the school compound with a lot of anger, but they were not allowed to enter inside the school. So from there, they started demonstrating on Arua Kampala Highway, heading towards Arua town, while carrying posters reading that we don't need Mr. Omo Francis anymore, but they were dispersed at around Seford offices by a team of police officers attached to Field Force Unit. However, a team of police officers under the command of DPCI East Division responded quickly to the school. They stopped demonstrations from continuing and they dispersed off the demonstrators. The school was closed until further notice, and the police officers have been deployed to protect and guard the institute, and which deployment will be maintained until further notice. But the good thing was that police prevented them from destroying properties of the school, and there was no injury done to anybody. However, the ringleader the ringleader of the strike was arrested and detained at Manibe police station to assist in investigations. The inquiries are ongoing under Ivo East Station Diary Reference 11 of 29th March 2023. So as the inquiries are ongoing, we urge students and administrators to always have peaceful means of resolving disputes and grievances through dialogue other than striking, as the repercussions of strikes may not only be undesirable and wasteful in terms of resources and time, but also unlawful.
And more in our stories for the evening. Wadilai Seed Secondary School is set to receive a facelift from the government of Uganda with support from the World Bank under the Project Uganda Intergovernmental Financial Transfer Program, Teaching and Learning. The school administrators and the district technical officers are expectant and optimistic about the impact that infrastructure development will have on the students and the communities of Wadilai Sub-County, Pakwach District. Emmanuel Agele reports more.
Wadilai Seed Secondary School is the only school in Wadilai Sub-County, Pakwach District. Now with the government of the Republic of Uganda committed to facelift the face of the school with support from World Bank under the Project Uganda Intergovernmental Financial Transfer Program, teaching and learning is expected to improve in the sub-county. The accounting officer of the district, Tivumak, is expectant that the different ways of teaching should be derived, as being a fishing community who would prefer to handle the two at a go.
Came in the morning, I first of all went and checked whether the children are there. Because in other districts I have seen schools being built and they turn out to be either to us abandoned without children. But I'm happy this school has 300 children on site. And I am optimistic with this project. The number is going to increase. It is the only secondary school in Wadilai Sub-County. And our communities, some prefer boarding. If we finish these projects, the other old structures can now revert to hostel facilities. And with this, I am optimistic that the enrollment will increase. So my message to the community is, this is a fishing community. I was talking to the headmaster. I am an educationist. There is what we call Sabatuv curriculum. The communities want timetable to be drawn according to their local environment. If there are some children who want to be taught in the afternoon, they can be taught in the afternoon. They can go for their fishing in the morning, but in the afternoon they must come for classes. This may be the innovations that we can, because the population of the sub-county vis-a-vis the enrollment is that the enrollment to me is still low. If we have to mobilize all the primary schools, because there are over 9 primary schools in this school, in this sub-county, and if each of them in a year give, let me say, 50 children in P7, and if they came here, we will be having over 300 children in senior 1. So for the 4 classes, this school, the enrollments will be 1,200. So it will require a lot of community mobilization from us, all stakeholders, and also innovations on the part of the school management to see that people appreciate. And we have these days what we call the new curriculum, which is skill embracing. And we should make these children accept and understand how to be taught and apply, so that people know that education is relevant. At times people abandon this project. They say the schools, they say it is wasting time. Say, I'm in school for 7 years, but I'm poor. What can I do? But now with the new curriculum, which this school as a government school is embracing, I think these innovations is going to help people to embrace the school.
Pithwa Kenneth, the head teacher of the school, is optimistic that the issue of the students traveling long distance shall be shortened as they shall allow admitting students for boarding.
Yes, we have 326 learners at the moment, and since the establishment of this school, we had only one 4-classroom block, with the rest of the facilities lacking. For instance, we did not have a functioning science laboratory. We didn't even have ICT lab. Library has not been there, and the rest of the facilities that a school should have. So we have been struggling with what we have until last year, 2022, when the government given us this project under World Bank, that is Uganda Intergovernmental Transfer Program, Phase 2. And we feel the coming of this project will be a very big relief to us, because all that we have been lacking are going to be put in place. At the completion of this project, we shall register improvement in the learning and also performance of science, among others.
Some of the students expressed the challenges they face due to inadequate learning facilities.
In our school, we don't have a library. In the absence of library, with the student, we cannot get where to read, where to learn, where to do many research. We are not having laboratories, so we are not able to do some practical, and now it is hard for us. And also we are having problems with the apparatus. We are having few apparatus whereby the student will be sharing, and sharing will take a lot of time, whereby we will end up not getting something about the practical. Find people from Pakwenyo, Ragem, Pome, Power, they are having some difficulties in walking, so they are going away because there is nowhere where they can stay and they can keep around.
So for me, I came from long distance Power. From there, I start my journey at 4 and I reach here at 8 a.m. So that is my difficulty. And as this construction is taking place, I know that this will help me from this problem. And as I read from the notice board, also computer lab is going to be constructed. So as we are lacking computer here, I know we are going to carry more recharge.
Students of the school are expected to start using the facilities after 1.5 years of completion of the facility that is worth 3,050 million shillings, that covers an administrative block, classroom block, laboratory block, ICT and library block, multipurpose hall and staff room. Emmanuel Agele, Westnile TV Nilecast.
And more in our stories for the evening. The 2 years since the community of Alivu in Ofaka sub-county in Madiokolo district received the water project from the district of Madiokolo. The question about the completion of the project still lingers in the minds of locals with no hope of completion. Joseph Jurua reports more.
The residents of Alivu-Demu village in Ofaka sub-county have raised concerns over the hasty stop of water project that was embarked on in the area. According to the locals, in 2021, a group of officials came on ground to carry on a motorized borehole water project that was to serve the community. However, the community has questioned the sub-county leadership over the stalled project.
Afa bagalu ikuga yi azingane ko yi terova kunani ama egata kini hivi ndraba na gazo aba hivi ne balo alo azako akutili alo tetara de yi iyo
geriko community bivurese feke veni ava ike welcome zo sa andra epini tsazu yi gazo rese feke ipini afanyaza geriko mukase ikindripile upile ngonde community utoke ayekosi. Then it's current sasi obiki sandisi
la teba makodi amazaidi sera inde sawa ni mudita mingi ambamba mu eza sadina harusi ari diko Balwanda amane mbalo ito sawa ezi angireko ere sawa ezi kane mberi mavuti abakiri muida ma azida toti.
They, however, uttered the need for water in the area since the area has a limited number of clean sources of water, while Stephen Arima, the Secretary for Production, mentioned the need for the water point.
Tamalete di ira amadritsirwe isi ika ezabo amadritsi isi ba kolwa farada banze didne yo diga ko ba godwa diga veneko amani dia mayengoni arko amalete ira ayora
ba de ditsi yo yonze so yinde devi ba chwa maza kwa raven lete kwa maza ivira irefe akutili alo irisu iti arku ikodro ba de drihini.
People we are willing waiting for the board hall because it will be the nearest water source to serve our people.
Primo Drama, the LC3 chairman of Ofaka Sub-County, mentioned that he is not sure of the project being under the district or non-governmental partners, while Eric Arumadri, the district water officer for Madiokolo district, confirmed the project being under the district and said the design of the water point was awaiting approval.
That was a district program, and I'm not quite sure whether it was a partner that was doing it or the district was doing it up to now. The water was drilled, but it has never been installed.
According to what I got on ground, the design was done, but the approval was yet to be done. But now, as of now, there are limited resources to develop these systems because that system needs for it to be completed. If according to the design, I'm not being definite, but it will need over 800 million because we need solar pumping system and as well as other partners. And the district funding is quite low. And given the fact that the ministry guidelines also stipulate that prioritize sub-county which have water coverage below the district average.
Arima, however, said that the project was to run for only 1 year, while according to Drama, the delays for the completion of the project are from the district water department.
We are supposed to finish the project after 1 year. Coming to the finishing, the project ended just abruptly. That's why they could not continue. They told us that they will continue to come and finish the project. But up to today,
the district engineer actually told me it was the water department that was delaying them to supply the equipment. And they had promised that before the end of this financial year, the project will be complete. But we are not quite sure. But we are trying to engage the district engineer to follow up the issue critically.
The locals have faulted the sub-county leaders for paying no attention to the project and said that they have no hopes on their leaders having the ability for the completion of the project. But Arima urged the people to be patient as the sub-county plans for the completion.
Edazo sana pere ata leader alo ata hivi diarane neyo bani hivi afa procedure arene baza kwa nene ako pere de hivi ndozo mbuwa duanede
bazi amaditepi ala ni apirini ya maki wora yote imatia
agirko government ya anda Ofaka sub-county vuruse ana mani ejo azipine gane yo.
As council, we don't have enough resources. We told them to wait. Just if any company comes, we shall hand over the water project to any company which can come and serve community.
According to the water officer for Madiokolo district, Mr. Arumadi mentioned the financial constraints as one of the factors affecting the project completion and stated that the district has given priorities to the areas with low water coverage.
The limitation to develop that well is funding because we the district priorities as of now, as per the guidelines of the ministry, is to handle, and as of now our district sub-county with the water coverage below the district average. We have Wanga, Ainokam, Ogoko, even in the town council, even we have power. So when this is a kind of fair, then that's why major projects will be also taken to other sub-counties. Ovaka is above the district average for this financial year. What we plan for Ovaka was just to have some borehole, but we are prioritizing so that those other sub-counties they can also improve.
The said water project was drilled on the 21st of June 2021 with a plan of motorizing it to supply Alivu-Demu village in Ofaka sub-county with clean water. Joseph Chura, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
And to end our Nilecast for the evening, after being airlifted to Kampala for further medication, the Archbishop Emeritus Dr. Luke Orombi was discharged and appreciates the Christians for their prayers, stating that he's out of danger. Let's have more on that story.
I want to greet you all in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. I am Bishop Henry Luke Orombi. I want to say thank you to everybody who made sure that I was taken care of right from the health center in Goli through to Kololo airstrip where we landed. I did not know anything. I was told the bishop took charge, and as we came into the health center in Goli, the dean was responsible. The doctor, Dr. Omia, was there with his team, and the team from Arua, the team from Nebi all came to make sure that I was comfortable, and that made it possible for me to be in the chopper. I had no idea how I came to Goli Health Center, how I even entered into the chopper. I had no idea until we landed in Kololo airstrip. Then when we landed in Kololo airstrip, I became aware I needed to go for a short call, and I requested, nobody even listened to me. But then that at the time, they took me into an ambulance already made ready by Dr. Lenyo, who had come equipped to take me from Kololo airstrip up to Nakasero Hospital. Thank you so much, Dr. Lenyo, and your crew. Then we got into the hospital, and I had no treatment except they were observing my temperature, they were observing my BP, they were examining anything they were examining on a monitor. They never gave me treatment until mid-morning. By lunchtime, I was ready to eat. But they told me, not yet, we are still investigating, we are testing you for this, testing you for that. And then eventually later in the evening, we were released. I went home, I ate my supper. That was Tuesday supper. And then the following morning, yesterday, I had my breakfast, I had my lunch, and I had my supper. Now, this whole scenario is taking place physically. I'm not feeling unwell. No headache. I'm not even having diarrhea. I'm not having anything to say I am in pain here and there, except for that vomit. The vomiting came in a very, very unusual way. About 4 to 4:30, I was seated talking to one of my spiritual daughters. The nausea came in. I went to look for Coke to just settle my tummy. That was impossible. Then I started throwing out. Then I was ready for 5 o'clock tea, which I could not even finish a cup. I could not eat anything. My stomach was unsettled. And that was the story. After that, between 7 and 8, I had no clue. I had lost consciousness, and I was taken to the health center, eventually to Kampala. I had no clue. Let me say thank you. Thank you to everybody who got involved, people from Arua Referral Hospital, RDC, Nebi, Robert Abak, plus LC5 Chairman Emmanuel Orombi, the team you gathered from Nebi to come up to Goli. I heard how people worked so collectively, so lovingly, until I was evacuated from Goli up to Kololo. What an amazing show of your love to me. Let me say thank you. I want to appreciate your love. I want to appreciate your support, because at that time for myself, I could do nothing. My family, Mama Phoebe was there, and my son Daniel was there. My assistant was there, and other people who were there to see me off and to accompany me in that chopper, and I knew nothing. I felt I was flying, going abroad in a big jet, but then it turned out to be a chopper. I had no clue. We landed, I had no clue until I was being taken out of that chopper. Up to now, we are investigating. All kinds of tests are being taken around. At the moment, they haven't found anything. They were suspecting there could have been a stroke coming. They are still concluding. Their conclusion will come tomorrow, Friday. But after all, the Lord has taken charge of everybody. Thank you for praying. People have prayed, and we are hearing echo of your prayer. Me, they have taken away my phone. So if you're not hearing my voice on the phone, because they're confiscated by very serious family members here, and that's okay for me. At least you can check. Now I have talked to you. I am feeling a lot better. I had my breakfast this morning, and I'm just going to take a little rest here because people would like to see me. But if you can't see me, rest assured, your prayer has worked. And I want to bless you and thank you. We shall come back home at the right time when we are all done in Kampala, because again, we want to tell people at home, if you did not love me, you would have never prayed. If you never prayed, God would have never acted the way he did. So blessed be his holy name, and a big thank you to everybody concerned in Jesus' name. And I want to say again, the Lord has always been in control. It's not difficult to die, but you can only die when God says yes. And therefore, it is not yet a yes for me. I'll continue serving him. May you have a wonderful day, and the Lord bless you. Thank you.
And with that story, viewer, we've come to the end of the Nilecast on West Nile Television. Thank you for being with us from the beginning of the Nilecast to the end of the Nilecast, only on West Nile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that follow. My name is Kokoliriko Christine. Have a good evening.